So, welcome back guys to a brand new video. Now today, we have got some very big information to do with ARK Genesis Part 2. We are slowly getting more leaks as we build towards this release. I know it still is a little bit away because it's obviously March 2021, so there's still so much to come to ARK before we even get this DLC. And we also know that we're going to be getting big reveals with the extra live stream in November. But obviously building up to that, there is still going to be little bits of information that I can bring to you guys. Now, if you are excited for today's video, let's try and smash way over 1,000 likes for today's video, because whenever I get big information like this for you guys, it's always so exciting. Make sure to be subscribed if you're not subscribed already, and let's just get in with the news. So when we first got this post, which was obviously about ARK Genesis Part 2, this was about a month ago we got this now, so it's been quite a while. We saw, obviously, a new creature. We've seen this post so many times. We also saw the HLNA that flies with you with a little tear in its eye, which is probably because it says your survival ends here. But then in the background, we also saw a little bit of what it looked like to be like the bottom of the ocean, but then in the background, space. And obviously that is very different to what ARK is right now, you know, like obviously there's points where you can fly through, you know, when you do the Ascension and stuff and you fly through the arcs and all of that different stuff. But we've never really had a biome before that you can venture into space, or, you know, that's the next step. And there's always been all these ideas of, you know, at the end of Genesis where Rockwell comes back and, you know, and you're on some ship and it all sort of links into some very interesting stuff. So recently, Cedric, who's obviously the lead community manager at ARK Survival Evolved, says, this is where I'll remind you, the reason why he puts these posts is because they will release a community crunch, which we're going to look at way at the end of the video. There's a little bit of information in there, not much. But he also says, this is where I'll remind you that there is a lot in store without actually telling you what's in store. This is also the point where you just have to trust me. I haven't lied to you yet, right? People are used to a faster ARK pace. We're still at light speed. Trust. And obviously a picture of the rocket emoji with some stars in the background, I think, there, which is very interesting. Now, the reason why Wildcard don't say too much is because they like to surprise us. I don't know what you would rather know. I don't know if you'd rather you know everything like a roadmap, or if you'd rather just find out when you find out. I think the reason why Wildcard do it is because in the past they've said to us that, you know, they've told us different bits of information and then it's not come and it's been scrapped and it's been delayed. So by doing it the way they do it, it's not like they have to put everyone's hopes up and then just crush them down when they don't end up releasing it, if you guys know what I mean. So everyone's thinking, why is recently Cedric been using so many rocket emojis for everything? Like what? And then saying we're at light speed. Now, a Twitter account which I do recommend going to follow, and there's obviously the app is the Dodo Dex. They said faster pace, rocket and astronaut emoji, light speed. The team remains focused on housekeeping, bugs and exploits until it's time for fall/winter. Will be exciting, buckle up. Can someone please analyze all of Complex Minded's tweets for more clues? And then obviously he did reply again with a rocket ship. So everyone is going a bit crazy if you go to these tweets saying it's pretty much confirmed ARK is in space. Like, you know, ARK Genesis Part 2. Now, I don't believe that it's all going to be in space, because I generally don't think that's what people want. I could be wrong, unless it's like a map that is, if you're on like a different sort of ARK planet, I suppose, with like space creatures and everything. But I think it's going to still be a mixture. I feel like you'll be able to go to space in a rocket ship, and you're probably going to be able to have more flying vehicles in the sky, because if you guys don't know, about 3 years ago, I made a video saying rocket ships and spaceships are coming to ARK Survival Evolved one day, and I was going to get that up on where I got that information from 3 years ago, which they have, like, they used to use this page on the wiki, which is like upcoming features for ARK Survival Evolved, and then it kind of stopped getting updated because they sort of started working in a different way. But it has always had on that list that one day rocket ships and airships and stuff are going to come to ARK Survival Evolved. So I feel like they've had this roadmap, you know, the whole team, Wildcard, for all these years moving through, it was probably 2017, but they knew maybe one day in 2020 or 2021, there's going to be some point where they add in rocket ships, because Wildcard have said they've always had a plan since they've started this game, how they want the storyline to go. I do want to hear from you guys though. What is your opinion on this? Are you excited to maybe craft your own airship and your own rocket ship and fly off into space and explore more stuff within ARK Survival Evolved? Do you think the rocket ship is going to be just the ending where you shoot off into space and it ends the ARK story? Because as this is obviously your survival ends here, there has to be some sort of really good ending to it. And I think Wildcard know that, because if there was a bad ending to it, people are probably just going to be there thinking, have I just spent years of my life building towards this story and that's it? So it's been 5 years of the ARK story, and we're going to be finding out the ending of ARK 1, like in March, which is just crazy to think. Like, it's absolutely crazy. But anyway, big leaks from Cedric here, and as I mentioned to you guys, in November we will be getting the Extra Life event, which is where we'll probably find out more. Well, definitely 99% find out all this stuff to do with buckling up and rocket faster paces and rocket and light speed and all that stuff, which is always very interesting to see. Next month, if you want to know what's coming, my last video was just talking about how the big update next month is going to have so much like TLC and other things like that. But this was the Community Crunch 236. It's a new sponsored mod and more. And in my eyes, it's not really more. The last 2 or 3 Community Crunches have been really poor. And I'm not really expecting anything else special coming with a Community Crunch for a while, unless they sort of give us a tease of... I think the only next thing we'll be seeing is there's going to be bugs and exploit fixes coming up throughout the next few days, throughout the next few weeks, and then some point we're probably going to get the Community Crunch post of what creatures are coming, well, what dinos are getting the TLC revamp, because it's one of those really dry information stages of ARK. I mean, the new sponsored mod is called Simple Spawners, which is quite cool. Simple Spawners is a popular utility mod that makes it easier to customize maps to suit the desires of your needs of your server. Having expanded from creature spawners, the mod that adds useful tools like setting up no build zones, no fly zones, nests and harvestable resources, radiation zones, and loot crate and / beacon points. With Simple Spawners, you can get quite creative about how you customize your server map. Now, an interesting thing, which I'm sure many of you guys know already, is that when a mod is sponsored, sometimes the official thing doesn't actually come to the game, but they implement parts of the mod already into the game, and they're still paying these mod creators for things like this. Wildcard are a fair company, and they do what they think's right for the game and stuff, and that sounds pretty cool. Lots of people complaining about what's going on with the Evo events. Now, there is actually some information if we scroll down. I don't really want to skip past all of this fan art, because I know, some of the, this stuff is very cool. Like the creations here, are obviously fantastic, and I do love being able to have a little look at all that sort of stuff. But then what I wanted to show you is this person said something about a Crystal Isles thing, but I wanted to bring it to the Evo event. So they said, okay, so when there will be an Evo event, you guys said you'd speak more about Evos once the new rates come to the game, and so far we've only had no Evos this week. Try again next week. And they've mentioned here, this is Jacked, which I haven't actually put Jat in any information in videos for a very long time, and that's because he kind of started working on Atlas. The bonus rates that would come from the Evo events have been baked into the game now, with the default being bumped to ×2 in the most recent major version. We'll be hosting events again in the future, of course, especially around holidays and special occasions. So what they've mentioned here is there's going to be no Evos for a while, because there's a constant Evo running. This is a funny thing I always think in life, is when, people are so used to just getting ×2, and now it's actually all the time, and already people are saying, where's my next ×2? And it will be coming for special events, we've got the Fear Evolved and Christmas event coming up and everything. But that is going to be the end of today's video, guys. Very exciting news to do with Genesis Part 2. Thank you very much for watching, and let's try and smash over 1,000 likes. Subscribe if you're new around here, and I'll catch you guys later.